Welcome back again today. Today we're going to be talking about Jonas Savimbi. Jonas Savimbi was born in Monhango, Angola on August 3rd. He was born to Helena and Lotel Savimbi in 1934. Him and his family belong to the Uvimbundu people, which makes up 1/3 of the Angola population. Lotel was a part-time church worker of the Protestant sect and a railway station master. Angola, being occupied by the Catholic Portuguese, would lead to Jonas Savimbi and the Catholic Church having conflict. It is said that the Catholic Church constantly interjected with the train company to have his family move to a different post. This was due to the influence Jonas Savimbi started to gain on the railroads with his belief. His knowledge of the railroads would serve him in his mission later on in his life. Jonas would eventually go to a Protestant missionary school. He was very good in school, and in 1958 he was awarded with a scholarship from the United Church of Christ. This scholarship would grant him the ability to attend the University of Lisbon. At the university, he would start to get into anti-colonial beliefs. The Portuguese secret police would arrest and detain Savimbi 3 times. Savimbi would eventually make the decision to finish his education in Switzerland. Savimbi would be encouraged by other African nationalists like Jomo Kenyatta, and in 1961, he would join the Union of Angolan People. He would be made the Secretary General of the UPA. Just 1 year later, the UPA and the Angola Democratic Party, or the PDA, would form the National Front of Liberation of Angola. His education achievements would not stop in Africa. Once in Switzerland, he would attend Freiburg University. Jonas Savimbi would then change to Lausanne University. In 1965, he graduated with honors in political science and judicial science. After he graduated, he would refer to himself as a doctor. This is due to him studying medicine in his earlier schooling years. Soon after, Savimbi would become the foreign minister of the new organization, the government of the Republic of Angola in exile. This did not last long, and in 1964, Savimbi would resign over not agreeing with the founder, which was Holden Roberto. In 1966, Savimbi would form the UNITA after obtaining military training at China's Nanking Military Academy. He was trained in the Maoist guerrilla tactics, and he would go on to fight against the Portuguese colonial rule in Angola. Savimbi was waging 2 wars at once, fighting the Portuguese and the MPLA-ran government of Angola. In 1975, Angola would gain its independence from Portugal. By this time, Savimbi had expanded his small group of supporters into a guerrilla army. This army grew to thousands of supporters. Savimbi's UNITA, or UNITA, would be located in the southeastern part of Angola and relied on the support of the largest ethnic group in Angola, which was the Avimbundi people. Many viewed what Savimbi was doing in a good light, but others, even in surrounding countries, did not like his mission. Many thought Savimbi was a puppet and being used due to him gaining support from the apartheid South Africa, China, and the United States. The conflict between the Angolan government and Savimbi also affected neighboring countries. Countries that supported the UNITA, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, saw the Angolan government help overthrow their government at that time. The UNITA would respond by lending ammunition to the separatists in Namibia. The UNITA would respond by lending ammunition to the separatists in Namibia. Savimbi did this to punish the Namibian government's alliance with the Angolan government. This would lead to many conflicts. Savimbi would also take on many wives and produce many children throughout southern Angola. Some wives were older and some were very young. The Angola MPLA government would be supported by the Soviet Union, and Savimbi would continue to wage guerrilla warfare throughout the 1970s and 80s. In 1991, Savimbi would sign a peace agreement with the MPLA Angolan government. This would stop the civil war and resulted in a free multi-party national election in 1992. Savimbi would not win the election and went on to resume his military struggle for the country and the control. Having a grasp on the southern part of the country, Savimbi would talk with the government, and in 1994, these talks led to the Lusaka Accord. This accord was to see an immediate ceasefire and forces being disengaged. José Santos, the president of Angola, offered Savimbi one of the two vice president positions. UNITA would also become part of the government in this agreement. Savimbi would reject this offer and retain control of the lucrative diamond region in the northeast. Some parts of this region would be transferred to the government in 1998, and Savimbi faced opposition within the UNITA. In 1998, a group within would suspend him as their leader and self-declared leadership. They called themselves UNITA-R. The Angolan government would recognize this group, and in 2001, Savimbi would request to renew negotiations with the government. The government would ask Savimbi for a ceasefire in return for negotiations, while Savimbi called for the Roman Catholic Church to mediate the dispute. In 2001, fighting would continue and spilled into the neighboring countries. The Angolan government would continue to push for Savimbi to be defeated, and troops finally caught him in the eastern province of Mexico. The Angolan troops would kill Savimbi in 2002. After his death, a peace agreement between the Angolan government and the UNITA was signed that year. Please like the video, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you get all my videos. Add me on all social medias, which is Afric Network. Until next time, peace. One love.